Real tube amp. Amp CB4. Real tube amp. Amp CB4. Hey guys, this is Mikko from ML Sound Lab, and today we'll be talking about the new Vorna amp modeling and what it's all about. Okay, so first things first, let's hear a comparison between the real tube amplifier versus Vorna amp modeling. So far the only platform and the only plugin that we have running the Vorna amp modeling is Amped CB4. That is the Chris Baseford amp sim. So let's have a listen to a clip, and I want you to pay close attention to everything in the saturation, in the pick dynamics and everything. Let's have a listen. So, what do you think you just heard? Comment down below. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, you just heard Amped CB4 being flipped back and forth between the real tube amplifier. So that was both the Amped CB4 and the real live tube amp being compared to each other. And that's going through the same cabinet simulation to, keep it similar. But that is it. So it's safe to say that they sound identical. Not only do they sound identical, they feel identical. And this is where the Vorna amp modeling really comes in. The amp modeling we've done before Vorna is also awesome. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very CPU light, it's very quick and simple and easy, and it always works. And if I were to make this kind of a comparison clip for you with the old engine, I think you'd be equally impressed. It's just that when you get into amp modeling and you understand it more and more, you understand where the limitations are and you understand what you can do, and taking that what you can do to its maximum is really what the Vorna amp modeling is all about. Now, why did I name the amp modeling engine Vorna? Well, Vorna is a part of Finnish mythology. So Vorna, you'd actually pronounce it Vorna. Just like Mikko, you'd actually pronounce Mikko. If you didn't realize already, I'm Finnish from Finland, and here in Finland we take pride in being Finnish, not Swedish or Russian, but Finnish. Very, very important to Finnish people who actually come from Finland. I think I've made it clear that I'm from Finland. Okay, so I really wanted to name this amp modeling engine with some kind of mythology god or something. And obviously, going through the Scandinavian history, I landed in Norse mythology. The problem there is that all of those names are very Swedish or Norwegian sounding. And once again, I'm from Finland. Did you not hear already? So I really wanted to find something from Finnish mythology. And the thing that really jumped out was Vorna. Vorna is a warrior that really doesn't look too menacing, but he was definitely capable of defeating the Russians and the other Finns. Okay, so what's so much better about Vorna amp modeling versus what we had before? Well, the very first amp sim we ever made was Amped Roots, and it's an awesome amp sim still, and I'm sure everyone owns it. I mean, you probably own it, right? If I was to make this kind of a comparison clip, which I think Fluff actually did with Amped Roots, you'd be equally impressed. The amp modeling has always been very good. What actually becomes much better with Vorna is the clarity and definition. You don't essentially have any digital artifacts in the sound. It's very much comparable to the kind of clarity that you get from the highest end amp modelers out there. I have not witnessed this in many places, but I know we have it, and I'm very proud of that, and that's why we named it Vorna. So the most common question we've been getting is, will we be updating the older plugins to run on Vorna amp modeling? And it's a complicated question. The Vorna amp modeling is backwards compatible, meaning that we can do it. We can use the old information that we have and we can have it run on the Vorna amp modeling, which means it's possible, which means it most likely will happen at some point. When it will happen is the big question, and we don't even have an answer for that. Just helping you understand why that is. We want to get the plugin line, the amp plugin line, to a certain spec. For example, we want there to be a tuner and MIDI compatibility and stuff like that in it. If we were to update the plugins right now, which would take a lot of time, once we release, for example, a tuner pedal, we would have to go back and update all the plugins again, which would once again take more time. Once we add MIDI compatibility, once again we would have to update all the plugins. So we'd rather have the spec that we want for all the plugins ready and then update all the plugins. So for the time being, I really don't have a better answer for you than that. Just remember that the older plugins are still sick and awesome and just as good as when you got them. There's no downside in Vorna existing, other than maybe someday you will get those older plugins in Vorna format, which is really cool as well. Meanwhile, go check out Vorna. There's really nothing quite like it on the market right now, so try the free trial and I'm sure you'll love it. And I've been Mikko, don't really have anything else to say, so goodbye.